I've been a dumb artist, just signing shit, just because they get you with the money. You gotta think, you 20 years old, these folks like, look, you got a hot song, let me give you $2 million. But then I'ma own.
He signed papers without even looking, trusted the wrong crowd. And by the time he figured out the game, it was too late. This is the story of Offset, Wack100, and a pile of cash that's got the industry whispering. Let's dig into what really went down. Shady deals, broken trust, and the dark side of the music hustle.
Because at first, when I first came in the game, well, you got $2 million for me? Publisher, you got $5 million? Run it. Not really reading the terms, not really understanding, and then your lawyer ain't gonna tell you, your lawyer gonna tell you what you gotta do, but I feel like if you build with your lawyer, like I talk to my lawyer day to day, when I'm asking questions, and he know like, I'm gonna ask this question, and I need you to break it down into a way that I can understand, so I understand what I'm signing up to, because I've been a dumb artist before, just signing shit, just because they get you with the money. You gotta think, you 20 years old, these folks like, look, you got a hot song, let me give you $2 million. But then
Before we dive into Offset and Wack100's drama, there's something you gotta understand about this rap world. It's cold out here, like ice. Offset knows that better than anyone. He's been through the grind, learned the hard way, and came out smarter. See, people think rappers are just out here swimming in money and fame. But behind those flashy posts, it's a whole different story. Labels and managers play slick, taking advantage of artists' hunger and dreams. When you're trying to make it out, you'll sign whatever's in front of you. Offset even said on Club Sachet that young rappers get stuck in deals that haunt them for years.
I'ma own you, and then you got 5 albums, but then soon the album come out, because most people don't know, when your album come out, you at an artist level like me, man, your first month, they done made $2-3 million. But it ain't your cut, it ain't your money, and it's not counting to your recoupment, but on what they own, that then recoup the $2-3 million, and they still got you in $3 million debt. And quarterly counting it down.
Now this right here is the real game, and it's something people need to catch fast. Offset just broke down the truth about how the whole system really works, and it's wild. What he said connects directly to why folks instantly thought he had problems with Wack100 when the story started spreading.
You threatened to expose some information about Offset involving some of the drama with Cardi B.
Who?
You.
Oh, I kept the exposure from happening. You know, I got phone calls from people outside of Offset.
See, Wack's been accused of running the same kind of moves major labels been pulling for decades, using that same old playbook to trap artists in deals that sound sweet but end up costing them big. Listen close. Offset explained it plain. You drop an album, the label makes a few million, and even after they earn back their money, you're still in debt because they charge every little expense to your name. That's the hustle. That's the game artist's been stuck in since the Motown era. And that brings us right to Wack100.
He's blaming me for what Blueface is doing. I didn't agree with Blueface for what he did.
What did Blueface do?
Well, he posted, I don't know if it was text messages, pictures, I don't know what it was, right? Of Offset and Rock, Rashawn, around, right? I wake up to it. I guess it's on Twitter somewhere. I don't be on Twitter, I don't know. My phone's going crazy, right? It's Offset. He's telling me, only thing I'm hearing is Blueface. I call Blueface, hey man.
People instantly believe the story about him finessing artists because, let's be real, he's been in this business for years. Managing names like The Game and Blueface and staying deep in West Coast circles. Everybody knows Wack, but his name stays mixed up in talk about shady contracts and business moves.
What is going on with 42 Doug and you? He clapped back. You said Offset ran his pockets in the studio.
That's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said you tried to leave the dice game. Offset wasn't going for it. He went outside. He was walking.
According to DJ Academics and other insiders, that reputation just won't fade. It keeps coming up every single time his name gets mentioned. So check this. Word is, Wack100 allegedly signed Blueface to a setup that snatches 70% of his earnings. Crazy, right?
But tapping pockets is like, I'm gonna rob you, but it's like,
no,
metaphorically, I'm like figuring out if you have anything to steal.
42 Doug had a bunch of money in both his pockets. You know, he got skinny jeans on, so both down his pockets. Offset didn't take too kind to him walking away from the dice game when it was Offset dice. He was hitting 20,000.
So you can't just walk away from the dice game? No. That's a violation?
How's that even possible? It's because Wack played double roles, both label and manager. As the label, he takes half of everything Blueface earns, and as the manager, he grabs another 20%. That's what DJ Academics call double dipping, a major conflict of interest where no one's really protecting the artist. When the same person negotiates your deals and profits off them, who's looking out for you? The answer, nobody. But here's where things heat up between Offset and Wack100. It's not about paperwork or contracts. This beef runs way deeper and way more personal. It's tied to the people closest to them. Wack's been cool with Cardi B long before she even met Offset. They've known each other for years and he's always shown her respect. So when Offset and Cardi's private issues went public online, Wack got dragged into the middle of it, whether he wanted to or not.
Studios, that gate don't open on motion. You gotta open from inside the building. Offset jumps up and trails behind him. I come behind him. I got a few of the schoolyards with me because we on tour. Offset walks right up and Doug's walking away from him, grabs his left pocket. There's money bulging out of it. He didn't take the money out of his pocket, right? I don't know if he was attempting to take it or he was just trying to turn him around or what it was. Nevertheless, Doug ends up turning around. When he turned around, Offset foul.
In the face.
Right in the face.
And here's the wild part. Wack straight up admitted on camera that he had info that could have wrecked Offset's image, but he chose to keep it quiet. That's some serious power play right there. So why would Wack hold back that info? Because of his long-standing respect for Cardi B. Their connection goes way back, and that loyalty made him think twice. But before he decided to stay quiet, Wack had already blasted Offset online in a huge way. He posted on his Instagram story saying, "Lil weird ass NCO. I told you, keep me out your emotional stuff." That message lit up social media fast.
So Offset says, nah, Unc is right. I gotta respect what he's saying. They go back in the building. I tell him, open the motherfucking, that's from Offset. See the date. Scroll down.
Wednesday.
That's Doug doing his rant. What the f did Offset say to me?
Why this N-word lying? Oh.
See, one thing about Wack, I got the content. I recited everything that happened, right?
Now here's where it got wild. Blueface, who Wack manages, dropped serious claims about Offset, saying he was getting close with Chrisean Rock while still married to Cardi B. That blew up instantly because of Blueface and Chrisean's rocky situation at the time. And Offset wasn't having it. He called Wack right away, demanding he control his artist before more dirt hit the net. Offset thought Wack gave Blueface the green light to air him out, but Wack swears he had no clue until it was already viral. According to him, Blueface was acting solo, doing his own thing without even checking with his manager. Still, Wack was ready to let it all play out. He was tired of taking blame for something he says he didn't plan or approve. He even said he'd step aside and let Blueface reveal everything if that's how it had to go. That's how deep the tension ran between them. It wasn't just drama. It was personal pride and loyalty colliding.
Listen, I can show you just prior to that, Offset cussing me out.
For what?
Because of the Blueface shit. Cussing me the f out. Going crazy on me.
But no love lost, because when the Doug thing came up, he was...
No, but it's gonna lead to this. What does he say? You my what?
You my uncle, these tech...
Then came the call that flipped everything. Cardi B herself rang up Wack100 and told him straight she and Offset were already separated, and she didn't want any part in the mess. She asked him respectfully to calm things down and keep it from getting worse. Out of respect for their bond, Wack agreed. Just like that, the tension cooled off, and the Cardi Offset Wack drama got shut down before it exploded. But that wasn't the headline everyone was talking about. What really had the streets buzzing was a whole different story. The infamous dice game incident that supposedly kicked off a major fallout.
And I was by myself with $100,000. They tried me, bro. Right or wrong, they tried me. They surrounded me, told me, I ain't giving a rich nigga. My mama.
Where me and you and Squeeze catch niggas at, dog?
Got it. My mama could die if I'm lying, bro. I didn't get them niggas a dime. And I was by myself, Gotti. Who you know doing that? Who you know leaving somewhere with 100,000 surrounded by 12 niggas clothes and leave out that bitch with all his money, all his jewelry?
This story's been retold, twisted, and argued about for years across podcasts, interviews, and hip-hop blogs. It all goes back to that legendary dice game between Offset and 42 Doug at QC Studios in 2019. Wack100 was right there that night and has told this same story multiple times, saying this is how it really went down. According to Wack's detailed account, he wasn't claiming Offset robbed Doug or anything like that. What he said was different. Offset got heated when Doug walked away early from the game while Offset was on a winning streak. Offset felt disrespected, thinking Doug bailed before finishing the round. That's where all the tension started, not some big robbery. just pride, egos, and a dice game that spiraled into hip-hop history. Let's break down what Wack says really went down that night. It was 2019, the last day of Lil Baby's tour in Atlanta. Wack had brought Blueface out specifically to record a track with Offset. That's why they were at QC Studios. He even called Pierre P to open the studio for the session. Now here's where things got tense. People who know dice games know there are rules. If someone's on a winning streak, you don't just scoop your money and leave. That's seen as disrespectful to the shooter and the game itself. You stay, let them finish rolling, and keep it fair. According to Wack's version, that's exactly where things heated up. Offset followed 42 Doug outside, reached toward his pocket where his cash was showing through his jeans, and then, boom, Offset threw a clean punch to his face. Wack says he paused for a moment, counted in his head, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, but Doug didn't swing back, didn't react at all. No fight, no retaliation, nothing. Then came the twist that flipped the story.
And in 2023, when did it really start to fall apart?
It wasn't
Obviously
really,
before then.
I think things on the business side wasn't turning to my favor. I wanted, I got kids. You know what I mean? I got kids, family. And I'm just getting older and more smart, paying more attention to my money, my finances, and felt like I wanted a bigger piece.
Sure.
Not from them, but from the business.
Yeah.
42 Doug went live on Instagram, calling Wack a liar and denying the whole thing. But Wack wasn't backing down. He pulled a move nobody expected. What he did next changed how everyone looked at that night. Wack didn't just talk, he brought receipts. He pulled up direct messages from Offset himself, showing Offset confirming Wack's version of what happened that night. When 42 Doug went online calling Wack a liar, Offset messaged Wack saying, "Why this dude lying?" That right there backed up everything Wack had been saying and completely clashed with 42 Doug's story. But 42 Doug wasn't letting that slide. He hopped on Instagram Live and dropped his own version, swearing he was telling the real story. He even said it on his mama's name. A huge deal in the streets, meaning he stood firm on every word. Doug insisted he didn't lose a single dime, didn't get touched, and walked away with all his money and jewelry still on him. That was a bold move to make in front of the entire internet. Then Doug took it a step further, hinting that some real street retaliation went down afterward.
Is that true to you and Sweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man. And I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro. It was something deeper than that. You know what I mean? It was something deeper than that.
Things started sounding deeper than anyone expected, and the tension grew heavy. Even DJ Academics, who's known Wack for years, said he couldn't fully confirm every part of Wack's story anymore. That got people talking, trying to link everything together. The money drama, the street tension, the personal beefs, into one big theory about why Migos broke apart. But Offset finally sat down and cleared the air himself, breaking down what really caused the group split and what happened in the aftermath. When the Migos split, Offset finally spoke his truth. During an interview with Keke Palmer in 2023, she asked him straight up what really caused the group to break apart, and Offset didn't dodge the question. He said it wasn't about Quavo trying to be the star, and it definitely wasn't about any drama people kept spinning around the Saweetie rumors.
Sweetie is not the reason that Offset and Quavo are no longer friends, nor is she the reason that Cardi B and Offset divorced. Offset sat down with Keke Palmer on This Is Keke Palmer and talked about that rumor that has been circulating. Let's take a listen.
It was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro. I don't really want to touch on, but it's something deeper than that. I think that was just like that was a thing that I was a buzz that I heard.
Offset made it clear it was all business. He wanted a fairer share of what the group was bringing in, but the structure they had just didn't let that happen. He had a family to take care of and needed to see more of the money his work was generating. On The Breakfast Club, they broke down his interview and how Offset addressed all the rumors that had been floating for years. He even said there were people in the background intentionally stirring up tension between the group members, trying to divide family just to keep control of the money. And that right there ties perfectly to what we talked about earlier. The industry loves keeping artists divided and powerless. Offset saw that same pattern messing with his own career and personal life, and he decided to speak up about it. Then came one of the most emotional moments of all, when he talked about Takeoff's passing. You could feel the pain in his voice. Offset admitted he's been carrying guilt inside for a long time, something he'd never opened up about until that powerful conversation with Keke Palmer. That's deep, real deep. Offset opened up about something that still weighs heavy on him. He said he sometimes feels like if he hadn't gone solo, if he'd just stayed with the group and worked through the business problems, maybe Takeoff wouldn't have been in that situation that night. That's a painful thought to carry. He explained that when the Migos were together, he was usually the one reading the room, knowing when things felt off and saying, "We need to dip."
I think people was trying to tear my situation down in that situation. And
You think there were business people that were plotting on you both?
for sure.
Yeah, and they were creating you guys, stopping you guys from being strong so that y'all couldn't go together against that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would be seeing headlines and we men, so we don't play those games. We don't even know how to do that.
But he wasn't there that night. And on top of that guilt, he had to face the internet spinning rumors, people claiming he and Takeoff weren't even close before the tragedy, which made his pain hit even harder. Now, when you piece it all together, the shady industry deals Offset went through, the Cardi B and Blueface drama, the tension with Wack100, the dice game story, and the Migos split, it all connects. The truth is, Offset was never beefing with Wack over that dice game story. In fact, Wack showed Offset's own DMs that backed up his version of events, proving Offset was actually co-signing what Wack said about that night with 42 Doug. And before we close this out, Offset left fans with something powerful about hip-hop and his place in it. After all the drama, all the setbacks, and all the heartbreak, he still stands strong for the culture. He said he loves this art, believes in it, and knows he's got a purpose in the game no matter what he's been through.
People like that pass away, especially so suddenly. It had to make you think. You know, what did you think? You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, I never really said this. Like, I felt like I had that, like, some responsibility was on me, because what if I didn't go solo? What if I just thugged it out with the business not being right? You know what I mean? Maybe we wouldn't even been right there or in that place, because I just know how we move when I'm around.
That's the mindset of someone who's been through the storm and came out stronger. Offset's still in the game, still hustling, still learning from every move he's made, both in business and in life. That kind of growth and resilience, that's what real evolution looks like. We just broke down everything, from Offset's truth about shady record deals to Wack100's wild dice game story, 42 Doug's fiery denial, the Cardi B drama that caused real tension, and the truth behind the Migos split. Every piece connects, showing how deep this story really runs. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you believe, Wack or Doug? And do you think the industry still plays artists the same way Offset described from his early days? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, hit that like, share, and subscribe to FameHustle for more wild hip-hop stories, real talk, and deep dives into the music game. Stay locked in, because we've got way more heat coming your way.